I'm sure if you've played TF2 for any amount of time, you have probably accidentally clicked this button. This, for those of you who don't know, is the Contracker. It was added in the Jungle Inferno update back in 2017, and along with the release of Jungle Inferno was a contracts pass that you could buy, allowing you to complete a bunch of the missions and earn rewards. Essentially, Valve making a battle pass before it was really a thing. As cool as and exciting as it was at the time, looking back on this thing now shows some glaringly obvious flaws that this system and the Contracker seemed to have. It seems to suffer the same thing a lot of the most interesting elements of TF2 seem to suffer from: neglect. I mean, for starters, let's look at the gift shop. This is the exact same gift shop that launched with the Contracker back in 2017. It has been 6 years and there's been nothing changed in this shop at all. But adding some new exclusive war paints to this shop and more contracts to earn more blood money would actually make the Contracker super useful and actually exciting to check out. One of my issues that I found personally with the contracts themselves is that there's a fair few contracts that are multiple choice. So you pick which weapon you want to use, what class you want to play, anything like that. But once you've chosen your weapon, you can't then change what contract you're doing. Or even once you finish that contract, you can't go back and replay one of the other options. I get that the point is a little bit nitpicky, but it would have been nice to try and replay some of the contracts, especially if you ended up choosing the wrong weapon or a weapon you didn't like, you could play through with a different one. To me, the main issue with the Contracker is that the whole system is just severely underutilized. There is so much potential packed into that little screen that has just never been realized fully and is just sitting there wasting away on our title screens, waiting for Scream Fortress to come around so people actually use it again. Once you've done the Jungle Inferno contracts, there's literally nothing else that you could do with the Contracker until Scream Fortress comes along. Unless obviously you wanted to 100% every mission, which I've done. But once you've done that, you're kind of back to the same problem again. There's nothing else to do. And to be honest, I feel like there's a really simple fix. Just add more missions. Give us more contracts to complete. Even adding daily or weekly missions with a shop that rotates every so often would make clicking on the contracts button actually worthwhile. In fact, during Tough Break and Gunmetal, we would get weekly contracts. Now, sure, there were only 2 contracts per week, but being able to come back to the game weekly and have a new set of challenges to do was something that I actually really enjoyed about those campaigns. I genuinely believe that all it would take is a few new rewards every couple of weeks or months or whenever Valve can manage, along with missions that are new and fresh at, the same kind of intervals. Honestly, something as simple as that would make a lot of people ridiculously happy. Now, speaking of rewards, I have a slightly nitpicky problem with the contracts that I think ended up undervaluing all of the contracts as a whole. And it might just be a me problem, which I'm well aware it possibly could be. But I did find it strange that the main draw for the contracts initially was the new Yeti items. You had to beat a bunch of missions until you got to like one main contract mission of the group, which then gave you the reward for a piece of the Yeti outfit. Which was a really cool concept, creating an entire cosmetic loadout with rewards from contracts, but those Yeti items were tradable. So anyone could just buy them for pretty cheap now without playing through the contracts themselves. Which, I don't know, to me that just feels a little bit strange. Like, why buy the Contracker if you could just buy the rewards? If Valve were to ever do anything with the Contracker again, I would love to see exclusive rewards that you would have to do the contracts for. Have some free rewards mixed in, sure, like let people who don't want to buy or can't buy the Contracker actually earn some stuff, but maybe some exclusive things would also not go amiss. I don't know, what do you lot think about that? So yes, the Contracker has a fair few flaws, but a lot of those flaws are very easy to fix if Valve just put in a bit of effort to make the Contracker something worth clicking on.